anyways, I still doing some writing and working, and then I opened up a restaurant here. I opened up a tiki bar, and had some partners. It didn't quite work out. There was some shadiness. I had to sue my partners. They settled, and then I had this 1-month-old baby. This all happened all at once.
Wow.
Yeah. And so I said to my wife, I said, and mind you too, since we're talking about religion, I was raised in a cult of Jehovah's Witnesses, which is,
yeah.
They put blood over my doorway. They don't come to my house anymore, or whatever it is they do. They put you on a list. Because I invited them in. I'm like, hey, do you know about the history of Jehovah's Witnesses? Because now I know, like,
yeah, exactly.
Started in Brooklyn with a guy in a bottle of gin.
Yeah.
So there's that. But so I had these people who were in my life, and some of them close, and then I was just like, is that all there is? It's just, everything's about money. Everything's about money. People betray each other over money. And so I said to my wife, because we live near the church that we got saved in, that we have since moved on from, since I got quarantined and came out of Calvinist. So we went to this. I said to my wife, let's go see what the crazy Christians are doing in town, because it's the biggest church in Colorado.
Oh yeah.
And so we go down there. It's Flatirons Community Church.
Okay.
And we go in, and we've got like the baby in the stroller. It's a 1-month-old. I'm being gently, mind you, before this, we were at my Christmas party.
Yeah.
And all this was going on, the legal stuff and newborn baby, and driving home from that party. This is how I believe, listen, God's never talked to me. Yeah. It would kind of freak me out if he did.
Yeah.
But I know that I was crushed that day. I had to pull over. I was so overwhelmed. I say things that I used to laugh at people for. I feel like I was overwhelmed with the Spirit of the Lord in hindsight, but something was just absolutely crushing me at that moment and going, it's like in Buddhism, when somebody betrays you or destroys you, what you realize is, all that ego, all that stuff that I thought I was, that's not who I am.
Yeah. Wow.
And God, for me, God came in. And so we started going to this church, and I said to my wife, I said, we listened at the door, and because we waited till it already started, because we didn't want to like see snakes or speak in the tongues. I didn't know. I hadn't been to church in ever really. And so we lean on the door, and this is so big church.
Yeah.
And the band is playing Rush by Limelight.
Oh no.
Yeah. And not the gospel version.
No.
And so I turn to my wife and I go, okay, this is either going to be really cool, or they're going to talk spaceships 28 minutes in, and we're out of there. and so we go into the back like bad students and sit way in the rear.
Yeah.
And I said, and the pastor, I didn't know who he was, but he's the pastor there. He's a sort of it's a very male, like, man, many to lead, and anyways, let's punch each other. And the pastor came out, and he's a muscular guy. He's got some tattoos, And I said to my wife, I go, that's got to be the stagehand. And he started talking, and listen, I know that oftentimes those big, huge churches, even me at some time, I go, I can't believe I got baptized, which is my pridefulness and my arrogance. But that's my mind. Yeah. But I got saved in a big, huge church that uses smoke machines and plays Limelight by Rush, and a pastor with tattoos and muscles comes out, and he talks about Christ in the most simple and specific way that I had never heard it before. And then he showed a video. Here's what really, of him at a firing range with his AR, and he's talking about what it takes to hit a target 100 yards away with a wind of 25 miles an hour. And he's going through the science of it, but he's showing that it was brilliant. Yeah. It changed my life, but he's basically, it's like, this is how you have to use this instrument, this tool to hit that target. And then he related it to, what are your targets in life? And if you're not in that target happen, you're wasting your time for good outcome. And I was like,
yeah,
no one's ever told me that before. I just always heard I was going to hell.